recipe for you. It's a very quick recipe. We're making Cinnamon-Swirl Blondies. Blondies are the opposite of brownies, I guess, because they're not chocolate, but they're squares. Dessert squares, snack squares. And I am craving it, and so I'm going to make Cinnamon-Swirl Blondies and show you how simple this is to make and how fast. Ingredients for the Cinnamon-Swirl Blondies. We need some all-purpose white flour, a little bit of regular table salt, some ground cinnamon, baking soda, flax. This is ground flax that I keep in the fridge. I keep the bigger bag in the freezer, and I just keep a little bit in the fridge at all time. This is going to make our egg, our flax egg, some white sugar, some vegan butter / margarine that you have, brown sugar, and vanilla extract. And then you need a pan, 8 by 8. This is actually 7 by 10, just something that size. Some bowls, measuring spoons, all of those things. Let's get to making. All right, so I have preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the number one thing you want to do. The second thing, well, second and third things we're going to do is we're going to make our flax egg. A flax egg is a replacement binder when you're not using eggs. And so we use 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed with 3 tablespoons of warm water, not hot, but warm. It doesn't have to be warm, but it just helps it gel up faster if you make it warm. So let's get that doing its thing. Just going to give that a stir and set that aside. In the meantime, what we're going to do is get the vegan butter melting in the microwave. You can do it on the stove too if you don't like microwaves. Save the wrapper because we're going to use the wrapper to grease our pan. So, all right, I've got my margarine melted. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is just grease up my pan. You can also line this with parchment paper if you want. In a larger mixing bowl, we want to add in the melted butter. The full recipe will be down below in the show notes. And then we want to add in 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Packed. So I'm just gonna mix that brown sugar in with the melted butter. Next, we add in our flax egg, which has started to gel a little bit. And vanilla. 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. So that's our wet mixture. So next we need 1 1/3 cups of flour. Where's my measuring spoons? Add 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to whisk this because we want all that. We don't want to overbeat the batter. So let's get the baking soda and salt mixed well in well with the flour. Let's get our cinnamon mixture ready to go. I'm just going to use a rounded, actually, teaspoon. It'll be fine. So 3 tablespoons of cinnamon and a 1/4 cup of white sugar. All right. Okay, so now we're going to mix the dry ingredients in with the wet. So I'm pouring this in. And I'm going to fold to get all of it mixed together, but you don't want to over mix it. So just fold it in, scraping the bottoms. There's a few lumps, that's okay. So now that I've got that mixed in, we're going to pour our batter in here and spread it out as best we can. Blondies are something I never had until I was an adult. I guess I probably had some version of it. It was just called a square. Okay, now I probably am not going to use all of this, but I'm going to sprinkle this over top. Yeah, I'm not going to use all of this. That's a lot. But now I have cinnamon sugar. Okay. And taking a chopstick, just swirl. I've never actually made Cinnamon-Swirl Blondies before, but I've made blondies, like with chocolate chips and such. So I thought I would try to make this. So we're trying this for the first time together. All right, so I'm going to get this in the oven, and I'm going to put it in for 25 minutes and then test it. The thing is, it's still going to look quite soft in the middle because these are going to be chewy. And you don't want to overcook it. And when you pull it out, it's going to continue to cook for a little bit. So it'll probably be in there about 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes, but we'll see. All right, so now it's cleanup time. The house smells really good. Turns out the pan was not the wrong size after all. Okay. So still a little soft in the center, but it's puffed up nicely on the sides. And now I'm going to do myself a favor and let this fully cool while I make my dinner. What am I making for dinner? Well, I made myself a batch of my red lentil stew the other day. I will link that recipe down below. So I have a lot of that left over. I've got some naan, so I'm going to just slightly brush this with olive oil and a little bit of this tar seasoning and just put it in the toaster oven for a few minutes. And that should be a very tasty dinner before I allow myself to have my dessert. Look at me being all virtuous. I'll pretend that I've never eaten dessert before I've eaten my dinner. Okay, so I've got my dinner ready, but I have my dessert ready too. And in the interests of being able to just go and enjoy my dinner and then my dessert, we're going to taste this right now. Like I said, I have made blondies before, but I've never made the cinnamon swirl ones. You know, the best part of any brownie or blondie is the chewy side. If you're a cinnamon lover, you're going to enjoy this. I made way too much of that topping, so in the recipe down below, I have obviously changed that amount, but the middle is a little chewy. I should put that down until I eat this. So that is delicious. This is such a simple recipe. You can make it with your kids, you can make it with your grandkids. The only thing I probably wouldn't let them do is melt the butter in the microwave if they're younger. Otherwise, they can pretty much do the rest. And it's delicious, easy snack, something you can take to family gatherings if you want. And it's not weird vegan food. The flax egg does what it's supposed to do to help bind it. It's delicious. So in the meantime, I'm going to go eat my red lentil stew. This is not health food. This is health food. This is dessert. And so therefore, it is sweet, but not super sweet, especially if you don't pour all that topping on there. Put that aside until I finish my healthy dinner and relax, because it's been a busy day and I just want to watch something on TV. I'm rewatching Downton Abbey because, well, why not? I love Downton Abbey. So, and I'm waiting for the next season of Bridgerton, and it gives me something to watch in the meantime. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Remember, in a world where you can be anything, eat good food, be kind, including to yourself. I love you, and I will see you next time. Are you mad at me? I already fed you. I already fed you, which means that you don't need more food. You certainly are not starving.